Fuck you!
No matter how hard you try, you'll never be the hero, and you'll never, ever get the girl.
Hey! Shit! Sorry. Hey, man.
Wrong guy, dead boy.
Oh, yeah? Well, let's redirect the moment, Mr. I'm So Original. Huh? Where's your innovation, huh? Why copycat two high school loser-ass dickheads? Stu was a pussy-ass wet rag. And Billy Loomis, what the fuck? Jesus! What a rat-looking, homo-repressed mama's boy. Why not set your goals higher, huh? You wanna be one of the big boys? Huh? Manson? Bundy? OJ?
The bumper has been removed from the YouTube broadcast. To hear the show in its entirety, click the link in the show's description box below. Hey everybody, we're back. We're going to talk about a white movie where a bunch of white people get fucked up and scream like white people with whiteness. This is the Skeleton Crew. We are back with Scream number 2. This is part of the retrospective. We want to thank everybody. A lot of feedback and a lot of nice things about that first Scream review for the retrospective. Jared said he said that he listened, loved it, and immediately, I think, played it again. And you want to know what's weird about that?
Many things.
Yeah, besides that itself?
Yes.
No, I was kidding, Jared. No, but the reason that's weird is because Matt Wiesel did the same...
Matt Wiesel?
Did the same thing to our Psycho show. When we did the Psycho retrospective, he played it immediately. I think he played the third one right away after hearing it. So it's weird that our favorite movies and stuff like that come across better to people, and it's worth listening to again.
Or does this show attract psychos?
The show doesn't create psychos. The show makes psychos more creative.
Oh, son!
Yep.
Take it.
Absolutely. So, so we're going to do Scream 2. Before we do that, sometimes with retrospectives, you kind of lose sight and lose grasp of the show as a whole itself. So, real quick, you guys have anything cool to say? Like, did you get any new horror movies or watch any horror movies over the last few days that are worth telling people about?
I have nothing cool to say.
Nothing?
Ooh, I watched this really cool movie. It actually, I think, came out in 2009 called Triangle with...
Is it about a vagina?
No. There are vaginas in it, but not in the sex way though. But with Melissa George, it was made by Christopher Smith, the guy who made Severance, and it's really good. It's just sort of like if you like things where time is loopy and weird, then definitely check this out.
Okay.
It's just a really, really well-made film, and it's pretty creepy. Some great performances. I highly recommend it.
Today, I got to see an interesting movie. Jason Lloyd bashed it, man. He said that he did a review. I didn't hear it yet because he sent me the link when I was at work, and I was kind of watching the movie at work. So, I have a Harley and stuff like that. I'm really getting ready to start riding again because, you can't ride in the winter. It's too cold.
About that time.
Nah, man. I mean, you might think you could. Like, you could, just wear, heavy coat and 2 pairs of pants and shit like that. But, dude, your fingertips, you really feel like you could imagine that they're already black, from frostbite. I
took out my trash this morning, dude, and that was like 2 minutes.
Exactly.
And I was fucking dead. I was like, are you kidding me?
So imagine 50 miles an hour, that cold wind blaring at you. Like, you can't ride. So, I like to watch some biker movies and stuff. There's a lot of them actually on Netflix. A lot of like total B movies from like the 70s and stuff that I've been like going through. But so I watched a horror movie today, and it was called Biker Zombies from Detroit.
Oh no!
Oh my god, that movie sucks.
You've seen that?
Yes, I reviewed that a long time ago, but it is so bad.
Really? I thought it was all right.
What?
Am I just way too into the bikes or something?
Dude,
Let's put it this way. Me and Jamie gave Strippers versus Werewolves 2 thumbs up. So.
Oh, okay. Oh, because it has okay, there you go. So she'll bump up anything with a wolf in it.
Well, that's not true. It is not anything.
Jamie, you like The Howling? Come on.
Well, The Howling is awesome.
Come on.
You're crazy.
I gave that shit to Ryan Murphy 2
I
seconds.
know. You're crazy. You're
Is that the
so
one with
crazy.
E.T.'s mom in it?
Yeah, in the second aisle. Oh, somebody said why they asked for The Howling. Did you guys read that?
What do you mean?
No, I did not read that, but that was my question. I remember
Okay.
that when I said, "Why would you ask for The Howling when you have a
right.
slasher tearing through your town?"
Okay.
So what was the answer?
The answer from Mark
Somebody gave us an answer. to
Mark
this?
Harrison.
Yo.
Thank you, Mark Harrison. Go ahead.
He wrote, "The girl wanted to watch The Howling, E.T.'s mum, because Drew Barrymore was in the film, and they had to make another reference to her."
That's kind of a stretch, though. I mean, Drew Barrymore was in E.T., but what does that have to do with The Howling? I mean, I know that Dee Wallace was in both. That's like a 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon kind of thing going on there. But I mean, I see what he's saying, and perhaps it's true. Just so I give her a reason to say the one with E.T.'s mom in it. But
Well, see, to
seems
me,
kind of a stretch to me.
yeah,
Because,
to me,
I mean, Drew Barrymore has been in other horror films. Of her, like she could have said Firestarter if she wanted to.
fucking instigator.
Or Poison Ivy, or something. But so I don't know. That seems like a stretch, but I guess I can.
She was in Batman and Robin.
I guess
That was a horror
that was a
movie.
horror film. I guess I can believe that that's what they were going for. I still say it's kind of a stretch, but Okay, well, thanks for that, Mark.
Yeah, well, oh yeah, so I don't know how we jumped there, but yeah, that biker thing, the biker movie I was talking about,
Right.
It's actually on YouTube, so if anybody wants to check that out, just for the hell of it, I mean, Jamie is technically right, and Jason's right. It's, it's crap, but I mean, it's low budget, and you know what? It keeps moving at a really good pace. I never got bored, and it's sort of odd, because the zombie bikers, they show up only once in a while, but they are not the focus of the movie at all. It's really strange. And even in the end, the big finale, you don't even see them doing anything. Like, literally, they all come up at the end. Everyone goes, oh, shit, because all the motorcycles, the Harleys are all around, and they're all on them. And then all of a sudden, it just cuts to a news reporter, like, going, it's chaos here. We don't know what's going on. And all of a sudden, a zombie kills her, and then it's over. Mm-hmm. It's like the weirdest kind of thing, but I don't know. Sorry. I know this is what everybody wanted to hear on our Scream show. All right, so we'll be right back after this.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
Two Windsor College students were murdered last night during a sneak preview of the new movie Stab.
It's starting again, Randy.
This has nothing to do with us.
Randy, a guy in a ghost mask hacked up 2 people in a movie theater telling our life story. Hi, Gail Weathers, author of the Woodsboro Murders. Do you think the killer will strike again?
We have no evidence that this is a serial killer.
It's a classic case of life imitating art, imitating life.
Are you suggesting that someone's trying to make a real-life sequel?
Do you think someone's trying to duplicate Woodsboro?
It looks like it.
I think you have a copycat on your hands, Chief.
Hello?
Hello, Sydney. Remember me?
What do you want?
I want you. It's showtime.
Police are everywhere.
There is some freaked out psycho trying to follow in Billy Loomis's footsteps. You probably already know.
The way I see it, someone's out to make a sequel. So it's our job to observe the rules of the sequel. Number 1, the body count is always bigger. 2, death scenes are always much more elaborate.
You just want to sit here and wait and see who drops next?
I'm not interrupting anything, am I?
All right, Scream 2, 1997. It's been 2 years since the tragic events at Woodsboro. Sidney Prescott and
Only
Randy...
7 minutes since the last movie was released.
Yeah, right?
It was only a year's time, I think,
Yeah.
right?
It's weird that they say 2 years, but it was 1 year. Sidney Prescott and Randy Meeks are trying to get on with their lives and are currently both students at Windsor College. Cotton Weary is out of prison and is trying to cash in on his unfortunate incarnation.
Cotton fucking weary. Dude.
Oh, sorry. Incarceration.
Incarceration?
Gale Weathers has written a bestseller, The Woodsboro Murders, which has been turned... I thought she already did that in the first movie. Am I missing something? I don't know. Which has been turned into the film Stab,
right?
Starring Tori Spelling as Sidney. As the film's play date approaches, the cycle of deaths begin anew. Dewey Riley immediately flies out of Woodsboro. Wait, this is so far away that they flew here? I had no idea that this wasn't as close.
Well, the girl in the movie, in the beginning of the film, in the line behind Jada Pinkett, says, "No, this really happened. Those kids got killed a couple years ago in California." They never actually say where Windsor is located, but we know that it's not in California, and it requires a flight to get there.
Yeah, I remember they said it was filming in Canada at one point, so I just
Windsor, Canada.
Right? Exactly.
Isn't that where it is?
And the subtitles that I noticed the subtitles were Canadian. I just want to. That has nothing to do with where the movie takes place. It's just something I noticed.
Yep. Dewey flies out of Woodsboro to try to protect Sidney, his surrogate daughter. But in the sequel to the 1996 horror film, the number of suspects only goes down as the body count slowly goes up. So, in this movie, we got man-woman Jada Smith. I mean, she looks like a dude in this movie. I don't know, man. She's the chick in the opener with Omar Epps, and it's funny. Omar Epps, I know him from Major League 2 or something. He replaced Woody Snipes or something, but I don't know.
He was in ER for a long time.
Oh, ER.
Yeah,
he was on House.
Jada Pinkett's character is a flat out cunt. In the beginning of this movie, I mean, she is just a bitch. She's like, "I got my money. I asked for your money."
Your money.
Yeah. What the fuck?
Fuck you.
So Q Believe, remember we made fun of the order of the people in the IMDb thing? Right. You know who's the third guy they listed? The usher giving out costumes.
There you go.
Clearly this is order of appearance.
Which was, I believe, a Scream contest winner, I might add.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. And, see, there's so much to say about the theater scene already. Let me just blast through these names. Heather Graham plays... I think Drew Barrymore's role in the Stab movie. Yeah, the Sidney Prescott, Nev Campbell is back, and this is one of the rare movies. Yes, it has happened before, but it's still rare that the lead heroine comes back for a sequel. Elise Neal is Hallie, her black friend. Liev Schreiber is Cotton Weary.
Hey, I got a question. Jamie, Liev Schreiber, at that point, was he a known actor?
Yes, he was.
He was? Okay.
Yeah, I mean, he'd been in a lot of stuff before this. He did a lot of independent stuff, too. But at this point, I think somewhere around this time, he was starting to pick up work. But he had...
a great cameo, Sarah Michelle Gellar, Cece. Joshua Jackson is some guy in the class, Dan Light.
House 2, the second story.
And yeah, I'm really glad. The only thing I'm happy about with that reference is that people think of House, because that's a great movie. House 2 is unwatchable. I never in my life have made it past 25 minutes.
Really?
Dude, House is in my top 5 horror movies, because pure nostalgia. I don't care about technical stuff.
Right.
I love House.
Right.
And the House 2, I cannot make it past 25 minutes.
Well, the only reason Joshua Jackson was in this was because of Dawson's Creek, obviously. He was fucking huge at that time, so...
Oh, yeah.
They threw him in the mix.
It's unfortunate, though, that he was only in it for about a minute.
Right.
I was hoping to get to see him get killed or something later on, but they just sort of dropped him out of the movie.
Right?
He had to go film. He had to go film Urban Legend.
Yeah, with Rebecca Gayheart, who's also in this movie.
Yeah. Rebecca Gayheart.
Who was also Dylan's wife in season 6 of 90210.
Oh,
yeah!
Shit, son. Another Dawson Creek / 90210 reference in your face.
She was Dylan's wife. Yeah, she got shot. That was crazy, dude. They just pulled out all the stops. I mean, this was one of those movies, and it gets worse, obviously, in Scream 3, and I'm not even going to say the fucking cameo that destroyed that movie, but...
Oh, God. Snoochie Boochies.
Dude, this had Jerry O'Connell. Here's the weird thing. I wrote about Jerry, Scream 2, on a couple social media places, and a lot of people don't like that he's in this movie. Like, they really think that he brought it down. Really? I didn't know that he was disliked.
No, I didn't either. I'm a big fan of Jerry O'Connell. I liked Sliders, the show that he was in. I liked him even as a little fat kid in Stand By Me. You know, way years before this. I'm a big Jerry O'Connell fan. Oh, I thought he was great in
Piranha.
That, the Tom Cruise movie with the Quan. Show Me the Quan. The football movie.
Show me the Quan.
He was Cush. He played Cush, the football player that everybody wanted.
Oh, yeah. Show Me the Money. Yeah, Jerry Maguire.
Show Me the Money. Thank you. Yeah.
He was good in that. Yeah, you're right. No, dude, he didn't bring this fucking movie down. Fuck those people that say that.
Debbie, Laurie Metcalf is Debbie Salt. She's in Roseanne. She's Roseanne's sister, and she was also in something else. Oh, she's in Artie Lang's Beer League. She plays Artie's mom.
Yeah, you down this? Who's you down? No, mind, just bore me.
I'll do that. I just went to a screening when I met Artie. Like, when we have Artie's thing, and he's like, "Hey, there's Artie Lang. You're listening to Skeleton Crew." I met him at his screening of Beer League. It was great, man.
Really?
Yeah.
How's he looking?
He looks just like he did like 3-4 years ago.
No, I'm saying, did he look all doped up?
Oh, no, he's been clean for like 9 months or something.
Okay, cool. Nice.
Yeah. Portia de Rossi, some people might know her from Ally McBeal. She was in that. And she's banging, or not banging, I guess she's rubbing clits with Ellen DeGeneres.
I heard they split up.
Oh, yeah? Oh, well.
I think that is very accurate, though.
Yeah. David Arquette came back to play...
came limping her back.
Yeah.
His father is here as the sheriff.
Oh, that's right. Yep.
Louis Arquette.
Mm-hmm.
Tori Spelling is in here from 90210. She's herself, I guess.
Thanks, Tatum. My luck, they'd cast Tori Spelling.
I like that she has a sense of humor enough to go along with the joke.
Along with it.
What else
is she doing?
Exactly. Tori Spelling at that.
Oh, no. Let's be fair.
This was pre-reality show.
But 90210 was booming right now.
Yeah, but she was always like I never liked her character in 90210. I could always do without Donna.
Yeah.
She was always the one, like, she was never, like, really the hot one. Like, they tried to make her the hot one, but she just came off as a fish face. They couldn't help it. So, it's not like she was in super high demand. Well, she did this in the Killing a Cheerleader movie. Mother,
May I Sleep with Danger?
Sleep with Danger.
Oh, my God. You saw that?
Everybody fucking saw that, man. That's like
really?
That's like the most famous cultish Lifetime movie ever.
What? Jamie.
What?
When I was into 90210, because I got my mom into it, which makes it even a worse sounding thing of my life that me and my mom watched it together. But that's just how it went down. Like, as a kid, my parents didn't like anything I was into, so I figured my mom would like something like that. So I was like, here, just watch. It's like those shows you used to like fucking Dynasty and shit. But it's the new stuff. And, she fucking eventually
Dynasty and shit.
What's that? All of Our Lives or something.
Knots Landing.
Days of Our Lives. Soap operas. It's what
soap opera.
As the world turns.
Yeah, exactly. So I tried to hook her in with that, and it worked. So we watched... I just recorded because I saw that she was going to be on a fucking TV movie. I said, fuck, let's watch it. And we watched it, and I actually was into it. Isn't that weird?
Never seen it.
Yeah, so she did that.
Yeah. And here's a really cool little cameo. It's uncredited and not a cameo. It's actually audio. Selma Blair was the voice on the phone when Cece was talking, and she's like, oh, it's my boyfriend, blah, blah. And that's cool because do you know why? You know what the connection is there?
That's fucking Selma Blair, yo.
Yeah.
What the fuck? I'm going to have to watch that again. I've seen it a million times. I'm going to have to watch it again.
Do you know why it's connected?
I don't know.
She was in Cruel Intentions with Sarah Michelle Gellar.
And that was around the same time. Wes Craven is a doctor. And you said something?
Oh, no, I'm just excited.
Oh.
Luke Wilson played Stu. Luke Wilson played Stu in Stab, which I loved. That was one of my favorite things. He was so funny.
With his hair flip, yeah.
Wes Craven plays a doctor, uncredited. Matthew Lillard comes back as a guy at party. We gotta find him.
I've seen him. He's got fucking blonde hair in it, I believe.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and glasses. Yeah. Did you say Oliphant?
Did I say who?
Timothy Oliphant.
Should I have?
He's the killer.
Yeah, you should say Timothy Oliphant. Oh my God.
Oh, you mean the poor man's Mark Paul Gosselaar?
Oh,
no, Timothy Oliphant is badass, and he's in Justified now.
He's
but
so
before
good.
that, he was in Gone in 60 Seconds.
The Crazies.
As the cop, and Go, which is one of my favorite performances of his.
Yo, as
Love
the
him.
dealer, I
Yes.
love Go. You like Go?
I love Go.
Good, go.
Okay, good.
Just kidding. Well, how about this? How come he had a successful career after Scream fucking 2, but Skeet Ulrich couldn't get nothing going off of Scream 1? How does that work?
Because look at him and look at Skeet. I think Randy summed it up best when he called him a rat-looking, what do you say, a rat-looking
boy.
motherfucker, a rat-looking mama's boy.
All right, well, the opening, they do the same type of opening here as Scream 1. They have a whole opener. This one is a movie theater setting. So what happened is that, they try to make a movie off of, that's what Scream is all about. It's all about, world within a world within a world, all that kind of stuff. And that's all it is. So this is perfect that they would make a movie based off of their own movie, which is supposed to be real, which is further getting the idea out there that this is real life. This isn't like the movies you've been watching all these years. So.
Right, which is not consistent with the fact that there's so many fucking horror fans in one fucking room. In the beginning scene, dude, come on. How many horror fans do you know fucking get that wild for a fucking screening? That would be like every horror fan we all know collectively in the same room.
I wish that films would go to that much trouble with an opening as they did in Stab. I thought that was awesome. However, I'd be stabbing some motherfuckers if they didn't shut the hell up while I was trying to watch the movie because I don't tolerate that bullshit. But it was still a fun atmosphere. Which leads me to my question is, who are all those assholes running around in the lobby during the movie, like running around stabbing each other? Why aren't they watching the movie? Who are these people? Who does this?
Right.
Maybe they went to the first screening. I don't know.
Actually, that's what Brian said too. He's like, well, maybe they're showing it in more than one theater, and it's just like the gap in between. I'm like, stop trying to work logic into it.
Hey. That's what we do. No, you want logic. You want to talk about logic. How the fuck is that theater look like it does, but these two assholes walk in there and they get the best fucking seats in the world?
Oh, thank you.
They get center row, about 10 rows back.
Nobody takes their seats when they both get up.
No, and yeah, right. It's like the most polite, thoughtful theater in the world of people. Like, it's amazing how that works. So, yeah, Jada Smith is just mind-numbingly annoying.
She's a bitter, cranky bitch.
So, how about the movie theater handing out costumes for free? I mean, that shit's like $39 in Party City, and they're just like, oh, yeah, here, the studio sent them.
And glowy knives, too.
Now, Jamie, you work at a movie theater. You used to, correct?
No, I used to have a friend who worked at a movie theater. I hung out there a lot.
Okay.
Does that count?
That counts. Now, do they do that a lot? Because I always thought, like, especially, like, with the big premieres anyways, they do shit like that. But I don't think, like, regular screenings. I don't know.
I got a T-shirt when Jason X premiered. I got a poster when Carrie came out, when the Carrie remake came out. The most I'd ever get is like a T-shirt or a poster. Nothing like this.
Yeah,
they even had the outside at the marquee. They had the stabbing arm outside on the marquee, which I thought was really badass. And then the ghost faces flying over the audience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wish they would do shit like that.
No, they don't get into it, man.
Nope.
And how about Heather Graham did not look hot at all as Casey, man. Like, she is. Did you ever see her? She's hot, dude. Did you ever see her in
Roller Girl, dude?
Roller Girl?
Oh, I didn't see those two movies.
The same movie. She played Roller Girl in Boogie Nights.
Oh, sorry. Austin Powers, she was hot there, and she was hot in the movie Hangover. She was smoking hot, and she just looked bizarre, straight bizarre in this movie. I don't know.
I think it was the hair.
It was the hair. I was just gonna say that. There you go.
How did they get the same voice for Stab as what took place in real life? And that goes for a lot of things, like even the scene in the hallway. How did they get such accurate conversations down? Like, did Nev Campbell, or let's say her Sydney, did she give all these details out or something, and it was public knowledge and they wrote about it? Like, I don't know.
Well, it was slightly different, which I think is hilarious, because in Scream, when she's like, your mother's not lying in a coffin somewhere, and then Tori Spelling in Stab is like, your mother's not buried in a cemetery somewhere.
Yeah,
so
right.
it was like right on top of it, but
Right.
slightly different. And yeah, I always wondered that about movies anyway. Like, if you ever see like a biopic about anybody, it's like, how do you know that they had this conversation? And I don't see Sydney as being the type who would be like, and this happened, and then this happened, and then this happened. Make sure you get it right. I mean, she doesn't want to talk to anybody about this shit.
Really? Right. I just don't buy it, man. And then, and here, this is the movie where, I remember I watched Scream 2, 2004, I'm going to say. I won it in a contest on some message board.
Nice, dude. I'd be so happy.
So I watched it, and I hated this movie, man. And the reason why is because I could not separate Scary Movie from this movie at all.
Oh, yeah.
It was damn near impossible. I think I saw a Scary Movie about 3 times at that point. And then when I saw the bathroom scene, and I saw the movie theater scene, it just seemed like a joke to me. Like,
I'm watching Shakespeare in Love, y'all.
Shakespeare. You're suffering from Tiffany syndrome.
yeah, Tiffany said, what did she say?
She can't, that she gets confused between Scream and Scary Movie, because
Yeah.
she's seen them both so many times that they kind of run together in her mind.
And that's applicable to 2 as well. Scary Movie covers 1 and 2, yeah.
So that movie theater scene always seems like a joke, and especially when he holds his ear up to the stall and
yeah.
the knife goes straight through the stall, and he knew exactly where his fucking head was.
As cool as
Bullshit.
that moment is, it's total bullshit. One, that knife is not going through MDF. It's not happening. Not like
No.
that. Not in one fell stroke like that. And 2, how in the fuck would he know exactly where his head was going to be? There's no way. So every time I'm taken out by how unrealistic it is, even though I should be focusing on the fact that poor Omar Epps just got his head impaled,
Right.
I'm going, that couldn't happen.
Yeah, isn't he like the nicest guy in the world?
He's so nice, and he puts up with that bitch of a girlfriend.
Hey, man, she must give good head. That's all I'm saying.
Well, she told him he had to loosen up his wrist. So I think she uses sex as a weapon.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely. Obviously, her reactions, and basically anyone's reactions when they're watching a movie, they always seem forced and faked. Like, like we talked about in the last one with Halloween, how they were all like way too into Halloween. And this one, she's sitting there, Jada Smith is sitting there, and she's watching Stab, and she's going, no, don't do that. Don't do that. So I said, well, let me look at what the fuck's happening. What shouldn't she do? And all Casey's doing is leaving out of the back door of the house and ducking down by the window.
Which
Right.
seems to me like the right thing to do at that point.
Yeah, that's a great idea, actually. I don't know why. What would you prefer she do?
But Jada turns to the killer, too, when he comes and sits back down next to her. She's like, if that was me, I'd be out of there. Well, she's trying to be out of there. Don't you see what she's doing? She went out the
She's
back
just
door.
about to get it. Want some popcorn?
Yeah. Fucking dummy. I don't know. I've seen dumber moves than that, but
Yeah, I agree.
I think this is fucking badass, man. She gets killed in front of everybody in the theater when they're all,
It's great.
Yeah,
man.
I do. I really like this opening. I have to say that I think it's pretty powerful, and I mean everyone, and it's totally believable that if you were in a situation like this where everybody's all going crazy nuts in the theater, and this were to happen. When they first see her being stabbed, they're not going to pay attention to that because everybody's stabbing everybody, and they're just fucking around, But then I love the scene where she gets up on the stage, and she starts sinking down, and then you see people out in the audience like taking their masks off,
Yeah.
and they're just standing there staring in horror as the realization that this chick is actually getting killed in front of them sinks in. To me that is a really great moment, and I love this whole opening. As much as we bitched about things here and there, it really is a very fun opener to this movie.
Yeah. Like, I could picture Danny in the theater, and he's watching her do that. He's like, sit the fuck down. We're not here to watch you, bitch.
Your ass is grass.
Every time I watch this, I wait for somebody to do that. And I'm like, no, they don't do that. But it seems so like that would be the natural response. You know, like, get out in front, we can't see.
I wouldn't believe her.
I don't think it ever thought to outdo the first one, but I thought that it thought that maybe, okay, we can try and be smart about it and really play with the audience here, and that's what they did in that opening scene in 2, and that's why I think that scene succeeds. It's because of the whole meta thing in action, you know.
They can't. I mean, the cat's already out of the bag,
right,
as far as, you know, the famous people that you see in the beginning of the movie aren't going to make it past the opening sequence because of the first one, because of Drew. So they already know that people are going to be expecting these people to die, just if they followed suit with the first one. So, I mean, you know, that impact is never going to be what it was the first time. But I do agree. I think that they did it well.
No, yeah, it was probably the next best thing. You know, I don't know.
Do you guys think Scream 2 was bigger? I don't know if it made more money, but I know by the time Scream 2 came around, everybody had heard of Scream, and it seemed like Scream 2 had more attention than the first one. Because of the first one, yes, but it seems like a lot of people were late to the party.
I think
saw
opening
it on video.
weekend, Scream 2 pulled in like $23 million, which honestly was surprising to me. I thought it would have been larger.
Yeah.
But
yeah. I thought it was, I don't know, for some reason, I remember my theater going experience. Nothing like the one in the movie, but I remember it was fucking packed. And I went like a few times too, and it was fucking really packed every time. And people were fucking digging it, loving it. So I don't know. That's what I remember. So maybe I think of it that way. I don't know if that's true. I just want to say it was bigger at the time because it was a year later. Well, I think Scream came out in the summer, and this was, I don't know. I'm not sure. I think it was the next summer this came out probably, right?
Yeah, I think that's about right.
Yeah.
Oh, I just remembered I got a button when Return of the Living Dead came out, or Return of the Living Dead 2 came out. I got a button that said more brains. Sorry.
There you go. So it's not that out the wall.
Opening weekend, Scream made $6,300,000. Lifetime is $103 million. Scream 2 opening weekend for this one was $32,900,000.
Ooh, I was dyslexic.
Shit.
I said 23. I guess I switched my numbers, but
no, hey, that's
pretty
good.
Respectable. It's
right?
It's damn straight respectable. That's for sure.
And Lifetime is almost the same, $101 million.
Mm-hmm.
Scream 3 made $34 million opening weekend.
Oh.
All those disappointed people.
Right.
Lifetime, but look at the difference. Lifetime, $89 million.
Exactly.
So they're not going to buy anything after that.
Exactly.
Which is still a lot, oddly enough. Oh, it gets worse, though. Opening weekend for Scream 4, $18 million. And Lifetime is $38 million. But in all fairness, it's only been around for 3 years.
And in all fairness, it sucks.
Oh, take it back, Jimmy.
Take it back.
I will not take it back.
You're gonna on our Take It Back episode. You're gonna mention that one.
Bullshit.
Better take that shit back.
Yep. So now, Jamie, you were really a supporter of that ridiculous scene where Wes Craven was dressed up as Freddy Krueger as a janitor.
A ridiculous scene.
Here's what I'm saying. Now, Sydney was in her room. There was a
sweater on the door. Yes.
Yes, that is what you're supposed to do.
Yeah, and even then, it's very subtle because it's not green; it's blue. It's red and blue, not red and green. It is very subtle. It kind of leaves you wondering: is that on purpose? It obviously is because it's prominent. It's hanging there where everyone can see it, and no one touches it or puts it on. So it's just hanging there. So you know it's on purpose, but it is subtle. So. Yeah, I mean, I see what you're saying there.
Yeah, that's better to me. I don't know. The other one is just, whoa. You know, like this, that's just way too much.
Mm-hmm.
So
the fucking media is just waiting on this poor girl on her fucking dorm fucking front steps. Like they're back again. You said in the first one, I believe, how the media is just fucking right there, like in a whole swarm.
Well, because someone died the night before at stab.
I know why. I just think it's ridiculous, dude. Like they're sitting there fucking waiting for the girl outside of her dorm. Like as soon as she gets out, they're just like, Cindy, ah! And it's not Winter Blair this time. It's fucking it's crazy Roseanne's sister. Yeah.
Yeah, right. Salt. So here's the thing with Cotton. Now, there's a certain mystique that comes with not knowing anything about somebody. Like when it was really kind of cool when Cotton, the guy who's he's sentenced to whatever for killing the mother of Sidney Prescott 1 year ago, and they show him in the car, and it's kind of mysterious and cool. Sometimes knowing too much about somebody is not a good thing. Like, I don't know if I wanted to know that Cotton's this, like, uptight little cocky fuck. He's like, don't walk away from me, Gail, come back here. I'm going to get my latte, and I'm going to be very upset, Gail. Like, he's a fucking, like a yuppie, like, I don't know, man.
Douchebag?
Yeah. I kind of liked him more when I didn't know anything about him. I think learning about him took the mystique away. Like, now when I look at him in the beginning of... in part one, I don't think he's that, like, cool.
What about the end now? Did that douchiness translate to, like, oh, this guy's kind of psycho?
Well, I thought he was just faking it.
Okay, all right. See, there's always that, oh, shit, is he going to fucking...
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? They played that whole thing. But, yeah, I always thought that he would. I honestly thought that he would, obviously be good, but I thought he would get killed. I didn't think he would make it to the beginning of 3.
Oh, yeah. By 3, I'm done with the guy.
Yeah, I'm done.
I kind of feel for Cotton. I mean, I know I don't know where he's coming from. I've never been wrongly incarcerated. Or what'd you say? I've never been wrongly incarnated, but
incinerated.
But
incarnated.
I mean, I understand why. I mean, when something like that happens to you, that there's a stigma attached to that will follow you wherever you go.
Right.
He feels like he is owed something because his life has been upset by this whole thing, and he wants his few moments of fame. No one else wants to cash in on the fame. Like Sydney doesn't want the fame because she just wants to bury it, but he does because he feels like even though he has been exonerated in the eyes of the law, there are still people out there who don't completely know the story and who will hold that against him. Also, he wants to make a little bit of money off of it. And fuck, dude, I mean, he was in prison for a year.
Hey.
I really can't blame him for that.
Nope, not at all. Fuck it. Go for it, dude.
For some weird reason, people are always going to think OJ still killed his wife.
Yeah, I don't know why that would ever be.
If the glove don't
why would
fit,
anyone think that?
Shit.
Yeah, why would they think that OJ killed his wife, even though this is the one crime that the whole world has their eye on, and no one can be found as the killer, yet we'll find a random guy killing somebody. I don't know why we just can't find his killer. So I guess the big first event in the movie is that Sarah Michelle Gellar gets offed, and it's a great scene. But God, why would you want to rid the planet of such perfect specimens like that? I just don't understand.
I do think she's cute as hell. I really like Sarah Michelle Gellar.
And that was at the peak of Buffy, dude. She was huge. That was almost in a way like their Drew Barrymore scene, like in a lot of ways. You know what I mean? Like, let's take a big actress and obviously, everybody knew she was going to die, though. So, like you said before, the cat's already out of the bag. But, fuck, man, I've said this before. You take that fucking scene in itself, dude, and it's fucking scary. I'm sorry, man. I mean, Ghostface's reveal when he has her pick up the phone, that's a smart fucking reveal, dude. Have her pick up the phone so you know she's going to be in that spot. To me, shit like that makes sense. Like, okay, he lured her up there so she could pick up the phone up there. You know what I mean? And then, boom, he comes out of the fucking, or she, whoever the fuck it is.
Well, yeah, that's another thing. We got to figure out who the hell, when was it Billy's mom? Like, I can't imagine Billy's mom being the killer ever. I don't know about you guys.
She killed Randy.
Well, I was trying to think during the Sarah Michelle Gellar scene, because I really like this scene in this movie. For one, I like Sarah Michelle Gellar, like I said. But the first time I watched this, I remember thinking about this, and I just brought this up on another show when I was talking about women in horror, and we were talking about how women have moved from becoming the victim, which they always were in earlier films, to now being the heroine, not just in surviving to the end, but kicking ass along the way.
Right.
And although she gets taken out in this scene, she gives that killer a run for its money. I mean, she's, they walk away a little bit bruised after dealing with her. And I really like that. I love her character. I love that she fights, that she's as strong as she is for as long as she was. And as I was watching this, I was thinking, who is killing her right now? Who is doing this? Could it be Debbie Salt? Because, I mean, I already knew, obviously, the end at this point, so I knew who the killers were. But, like, could she do that? Is she strong enough to then, like, pick her up and throw her over a balcony?
Yeah, but she did trip over the couch, so.
Yeah.
Maybe it was her.
That's clearly a woman thing to do.
I know, that's why.
Directly after that, Ghostface disappears, and you see Mickey at the party. So, I mean, but it's right across the fucking street. Something across the street in Omega Beta Zeta. It's like right there. So it could have been him. I have a feeling.
I thought the same thing about the party scene last night, Dan. When we then see Timothy Olyphant at the party, right. I was thinking, what a clever alibi. Basically, it couldn't be him because he was at the party and he was making his rounds and he was talking to various people. So people would say, "Yeah, we saw him at the party." So I thought it must have been him because of the proximity and the timing. It makes sense that it would have been him. Plus, I just don't see Debbie Salt being able, like I said, to just pick her up and toss her over a balcony like that. To me, it seemed something that she just wouldn't be likely or able to do. Of course, I don't know. She'd worked out apparently because she lost 60 pounds, so maybe she was strong.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
And this is one thing that pisses me off about this movie, and this is one of the bones I wanted to pick, was that they had the whole theory that they were recreating the Woodsboro murders. So Cece's real name was Casey. Casey, right. So Casey was supposed to be, but see that is such a stretch. It is such a stretch when you're watching, Casey, like Casey Becker, and then Stephen Orth, her boyfriend, was so-and-so Stevens, and then Maureen Prescott is now Maureen Evans, and I'm just like, you know what? Bullshit. For one, that's really weak. Mm-hmm. And they're stretching them to make them fit.
Yeah, that's weird, man.
And two, they abandoned that theory almost immediately. You never, ever, ever hear about it again. Once they talk about it and it's on the chalkboard in the police station, you never then hear them talk about that theory again. So I don't even know why they put that in the film. It would have been much stronger without it because it was completely unnecessary and it draws your eye away from what's going on for no reason at all.
They do that
anyway,
a lot.
So that's why they took her out, is because her name was Casey.
Yeah, apparently so. They did that in 4, too, where they said new decade, new rules. What the fuck were the new rules? There was nothing new about it. What, the POV camera? Fuck out of here. There's nothing. But anyways, we'll get to that later. But yeah, you're right, though. Absolutely.
Well, then, we didn't really talk about the dude from Sliders being the boyfriend. So, they go back and forth with that a lot. She's going through the whole dilemma. Is my boyfriend the killer again? And one really cool thing is that Dewey said, they talked about who the killer might be, and he goes, Sid, it's probably somebody that's already in your life, because they kind of get off on that. And right there, that's an awesome premise, man. Like, one of my closest friends are probably doing this, and she has a couple new ones since the first movie. So you got the black chick, you got the boyfriend, you got the spiky haired dude who is the killer. I
love your description of these people.
Yeah, right.
The one I did actually hear last night. Brian told me this. I had not heard this before, but apparently the original script for this film had Jerry O'Connell and Hallie, her roommate, as the killers, but that script got leaked. So that's how they ended up coming up with the whole Debbie Salt, Timothy Olyphant thing. So
that was a big deal, dude, when that shit leaked.
And see, I didn't even hear about that, but it makes total sense, I guess. And if the original script, I don't know what it would have boiled down to, what the original script, what the reasoning was, or what the connection was, or how it was supposed to play out. But apparently he was supposed to be the killer originally. So Randy's point would have been dead on, if they had kept with the original script.
What did you guys think of Randy in this movie? Because in the first one, I thought he was the man. I know a lot of people did, but he's pretty much the dork. I know he's technically the guy who's clearly not going to get Sid in this one, but to me, he was just the fucking man.
I like him better in this film than I do.
He's totally different, by the way.
I really like him. I love the scene in the park when he's on the phone and he's talking to the killer on the phone, and they're like, "You're never going to get the girl," and he's like, "Fuck
you."
And I'm just, the only thing I don't like about him in this movie is that British accent that he
Oh,
pulled out of his
God.
mouth for no reason at all when he's talking to Sydney after leaving film class. I don't get it. And I hate that. But other than that, I like him better in this movie than I did in the last one.
That was Jamie Kennedy's improv, too. It was just him doing it.
It was horrible.
I totally believe that.
Yeah, have you seen his comedy? The Jamie Kennedy Experiment?
Remember we were supposed to get him for the show?
Yeah, we were supposed to get him. I don't know what happened to that.
I had questions and everything. I don't know what happened.
Why did you do that annoying accent? His acting is way better in this. I forgot which scene in particular. It could have been... No, not that one. There's one scene where his acting was leagues better than the first movie.
Dewey was way over the top when they were sitting at the table talking about who the
Oh, yeah.
Oh, all those faces he made with his
Oh,
mouth.
yeah, with the eyebrows, yeah.
Let's just talk about Dewey for 1 second. How about when the first attack happens and Dewey comes running out of nowhere, or I'm not sure actually which attack it was, and he comes running.
Yeah.
I think it was actually after Cece got killed, and then the killer called Sydney. So Sydney picks up the phone in the sorority house when she's about to leave. Why would you do that?
Right.
First of all, why are you going to pick up their telephone? You don't live
Right.
there. There's
When
no
there's a
reason for
party
you to
going
answer
on.
the phone.
Right.
But anyway, so after that attack, Dewey comes running out of nowhere from the backyard. Did you see him run? That gimpy run is hilarious.
Yeah,
God, it's horrible.
The pimp walk. He's doing the pimp walk.
Fucking, which I love too because they fucking use that in Scary Movie and The Usual Suspects fucking ending. But yeah, like I actually like that scene though because dude, did you guys ever notice like that was like maybe not because you hear Roger Jackson's voice in the first one when he's fighting with him and shit like that, but that's the first time, dude. It fucking bugged me out when she's like, "Show yourself, you coward." He's just like, I forget what he says, but he's just like, boom, right there, and it's like, oh shit, and it was on. Like to me, that chase scene worked like a motherfucker. But granted, why the fuck is she picking up the phone? I have no clue. You're right. I would have just kept going. It was almost like she knew, you know what I mean, or they wanted us to believe or go along with the fact that she had a feeling it was him or something. You know what I mean?
Right. I mean, and it just doesn't make any sense because there's just no reason for it. It could be anyone calling, and you don't live there. There's no reason for you to answer the phone. Even considering what's been happening, if you think it's the killer, are you going to answer the phone? You know, I mean, after what's been going on.
Yeah, what would happen if nobody ever answered the phone? I guess the killer would just jump out of the closet.
I've been trying to call you for hours. Bitch, pick up your goddamn phone.
Do you think it was to set up that line, just that last line, with like, show yourself, and it's just like, my pleasure. Like, I don't know.
Can you imagine he's calling, and then all of a sudden he just gets annoyed. He's in the closet. He's like, I know you're home. Answer the goddamn phone.
Stop screening your calls.
Yeah. Honey, there's a whole setup to this murder of yours.
You're ruining it.
Now it's just a regular murder. It's boring.
Yeah, can you believe he's chilling in the closet during the whole party in the fucking Scream costume? That's fucked up.
Guy. Yeah, why not? He was in the bathroom the other movie.
Well, yeah, exactly.
He's going through people's coat pockets.
Yeah, right.
Oh shit, OxyContin.
But yeah, I don't know. A lot of these scenes, though, they have you take a leap of faith with what's going on, how long they're waiting, and shit like that. I think 4 actually addressed it very well, where they were very aware of that. I think they finally kind of got it right. And we'll talk about those scenes. But, like, in this, yeah, you gotta fucking take a little leap. But at least technically it all makes sense. Like, nobody was technically, you know, like, fucking running through the house and oh, no, it's really them. And you do a Saw rewind where it's like, oh, we fucking switched the mask real quick. Like, it's nothing that far. But it is kind of a stretch sometimes where it's like, motherfucker, you weren't in that closet the whole party. Come on. I mean, but he was at the party though. So when did he slip in the closet? Nobody saw him. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is full room, dude. I don't know.
Speaking of no logic, who the hell puts a girl, she's not even willing to talk about this stuff, Sydney. She doesn't talk about nothing. She does nothing, nothing to do with reporters, no books, no Diane Sawyer. Yet she'll go in a high school or a college play where a bunch of guys are fake stabbing her a year after she was just chased by a guy wielding a knife.
Yeah, I do actually. That's something that I was talking about when I watched this too, and I like the scene where she kind of freaks out. I do like that. But is it believable that she would be in a play where that took place, and that David Warner or Gus would then push her to do it, knowing what she's been through? I don't think so. I don't think that would happen.
I didn't like any of that theater shit. I hated it all.
I've been racking my brain all these years trying to figure out what the fuck Cassandra has to do with anything. I mean, to me, I think it's clear that they're attempting to make a connection between the Greek story of Cassandra, who, for people who are not familiar with her, she was doomed to always foresee horrible things happening, but no one would ever believe her when she tried to tell them. But I was trying to put a link between her and Sydney, but I just don't see one, because there wasn't a lot of Sydney going, this is going to happen, and people going, no, it's not. Because it was happening.
Yeah, and it's not that she could tell everybody. I guess what they're trying to say there is anyone who's around her is going to get hurt, but that's kind of how it always goes in a way.
Well, there's that one line, fate's vengeful eye is fixed on you. Something like that. Yeah. But I don't know, there's a lot of...
I think that was them trying to do the Halloween 1 thing. Fate is immovable like a mountain and never changes.
Yeah. No, I gotcha. I think Wes Craven probably connected the dots somehow, and I have no idea. I don't know what those dots are, but I'm sure he justified it somehow. Or he just picked a random play to put in, but I don't know. This is the guy who made Cursed, so...
Well, the one thing, let's talk about the auditorium scene, one worth talking about. It's good, and there's some things that are bizarre. I'm just amazed by some of the setups here. So Dewey and Gale are watching a tape. They figured, the reporter, the camera guy, filmed a bunch of stuff, so the killer must be in the crowd, right? Oh, of course. Sure. That's the answer. That's what we were looking for the whole time.
So is everybody else. How are you going to pick them out?
Yeah, exactly.
Right. Yeah, it's not like they're going to be wearing a sign that says, I'm the killer.
Here's where this just goes really weird. This is just movie shit and not real life.
What, that he grabbed Courtney Cox's boob?
No, that makes sense.
Okay.
Unless he did it with that gimpy hand, then it wouldn't make sense.
That would not make sense, correct.
But he actually did do it with the proper hand.
Nice.
I checked.
I checked too. When we were watching it, I was like, is that his wrong? No, that's the right hand. Okay, that's good.
I even had to reverse myself so I can, oh no, yeah, right, because he... Yeah.
I think she looks the best in this movie too, especially in those scenes. Oh my God, man.
And in the next movie, she looks the worst.
Yes.
Nice streak scale. But it's better than nice bangs. Let's put it that way.
Right.
Yeah, I was watching her last night, and I was like, dark hair, red streaks, blue eyes. That's me right now.
A Marvel comic. It is you, right? Yeah.
Except my hair's longer, but.
So they're they're doing whatever in the auditorium. So the Ghostface knew they would be there for some bizarre reason. Out of every VCR on the planet, he knew that they would go to the college and to that auditorium to play these tapes, which he knew that they would probably want to go through. He goes there and he sets something up so that on the other TV, he would press a button from somewhere and play the tapes from the killer's point of view, videotaping all these murders. And then, not only that, he knew that they'd be there to the point where he would videotape them and run it through that TV at the same time. How in the world did this elaborate thing, wow.
I'll tell you why. Because, first of all, Jerry O'Connell says fucking, I had to switch with Mickey. He had editing. So clearly they're in film school, whatever. So I think this is a two-person job. Mickey, he knows all the tech stuff that's going on with that. Now, granted, I see exactly what you're saying, and I'm making no excuse. Like, how would they set it up in time and shit
and how
like
they
that?
even be there and all that.
And how did they know they were looking through the tapes? You're correct. You're absolutely correct. But at the same time, if you want to put logic to it, Mickey was doing all the editing and all that. Not editing, but you know what I'm talking about. Like we just said, fucking
well,
putting
he knows
it
how
on
to
for-
run the line in. Okay, I'll give him that much.
And then
okay,
Maury
fine.
Metcalf there, whatever the fuck.
But dude, honestly, I know how to run a line in too. So it doesn't mean I would have all this psychic ability to know that they'd be there and that this would all work out great.
Well,
There's
she kind of
also-
followed her, but yeah.
Also, how is there a stab poster on the wall of this classroom when that movie just came out? If you notice, excuse me, if you notice that there is in the back, there's a stab poster, and my eyes get drawn to it immediately, and I'm like, someone from the campus of this school was murdered at the screening of that film this past weekend. That's kind of in poor taste, isn't it?
Right. This whole Windsor is in poor taste. Everything about these people.
The whole thing about the Scream series, though, is in poor taste, and that's what that beginning scene plays on, and it's the whole fucking watching murders, and you get, yeah, it's the whole thing, yeah.
Yeah, who watches real life? Like, if someone's gonna watch the Jeffrey Dahmer story, would you be doing backflips in a theater, watching them like fucking dissolve a guy's body in an oil drum?
Yeah, are you
Like-
going to be wearing Jeffrey Dahmer mask, running around threatening to cut off people's heads in the?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Good
like-
point. Good point.
This is weird. You don't do that to real life, fucking things like that.
Right.
So Dewey survives another insane attack from another Ghostface guy. I don't know how Dewey is alive.
I don't either.
Wait a minute, how's any of them still alive?
Cotton makes the statement at the end of the film when Gail comes popping out from under the stage. He's like, "You got more lives than a cat." I'm thinking,
Gail. Yeah.
fuck her. What about Dewey? Because he was being stabbed repeatedly.
Right.
Blood smearing all down the window.
Pump coming out of his mouth.
How exactly? Which means that there was some internal really bad stuff going on there.
Right.
So how did he survive that exactly?
Yeah, and we kind of skipped ahead a little bit from Randy's death, because this is why that scene I think was so fucking important too, is because a few minutes ago, like, I don't know, I want to say like 15 minutes, I don't even know, but not too long ago, we just saw fucking Randy get killed, and now Dewey's gone. That's 2 out of the 4 main characters that are as you think, dead. And honestly, dude, I really wish they brought back Randy, but I'm glad they brought back Dewey. I mean, granted, he didn't do anything in 3 that was spectacular, but I actually think his character fits 3 more than anything, because it's so fucking doofy, and it's just so stupid.
Well, they brought Randy back for 3.
Yes.
Make him believe it was a tape you recorded. Meanwhile, he looks 5 years older in the fucking tape.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
By the way, here's this sister that you never knew I had, and
Hi guys, I miss you back in Woodsboro. Okay, I'm gonna go. I'm done with my cameo.
Yeah.
If Heather Mazzarano could even get a cameo, I mean.
Yeah. Do you guys think that Randy's death worked? Because a lot of people don't like that death. They don't like that he died.
Well, but that's too fucking bad. You know what I mean? Get over it. It's one of my favorite characters, but get over it, dude. It was done in such a shocking way that, you're not supposed to fucking like it, but you got to deal with it, And I think it was done in a great fucking way. That whole back and forth, I mean...
Yeah, but see, some people said the back and forth wasn't good enough, that he should have been wittier and outsmarting, because you're only talking to fucking Debbie Salt. So, I mean, he wasn't wittier than her, or he didn't, like, drop some great horror knowledge on her, but it's like, dude, like, I don't know. I didn't think anything of it. I thought it was all right.
I thought it was good, man. I thought he had a nice back and forth with them. I mean, at the same time, don't forget now, if you were fucking in his position, dude, you'd be shook as a motherfucker. They want to say you'd be witty. Like, he said, dude, you got a killer saying they're watching you right now. I'm sorry, dude. Like, you can be as witty as a motherfucker and try and be calm while your friends go and look for him and try and find out, which they never would have done. You guys.
And how ridiculous was they just keep...
I thought it was great. I thought it was really funny. And
yeah, but nobody punches him out.
You hear that one guy, he's like, "I'm okay, Mom. This guy just jumped me out of nowhere. Yeah. Mom, I'm okay." And he's talking to his mom on his cell phone.
And then Gail's line, she's just like, "Who's this?" This is Gail from the Woodsboro Murder. It's like, you dumb cunt.
Like, who?
Yeah,
I mean,
right?
well, if this is Canadian, then, Canadians are really polite. They're not going to go jumping people over anything like that.
Hey, you want to talk to me for a minute, Egg?
I like that whole sequence. I like them running around trying to find him. I like the killer being so sure that they're not going to. He's like, they're not going to find me. I mean, they're very cocky about the whole thing. I love Randy in that moment. And I love the fact that Randy gets killed when he does how he does. It's brutal. It's really sad. Like, I remember the first time watching it, I was just like, what? I mean, you didn't expect Randy to be taken out at that point.
Fuck you!
Love that line. And I love that they did it. I love that they were willing to do that.
And what about the fact, guys, that the killer says it too? They're like, Randy, what are you even doing here? You'll never be the leading man. And, like, think about it, okay? Randy and Sydney were never, like, fucking tight, dude, to go to the same college. Like, don't you think it's a little weird that it's like, oh, we're back for the sequel, yet we go to the same college?
Yeah, they're not even in Woodsboro.
Yeah, exactly. And that happens sometimes in college where you go to the same school as your high school, classmates or whatever. But I just found it a little stretchy. And I actually liked it when I heard that line where it's like, what are you even doing here, Randy? Like, come on. And I like that. And then they took him out.
Yeah, but you know what? Somebody will tell you that the logic there is that he became just the same way Dewey, she became his surrogate daughter or whatever, or sister. The same thing happened with these two. Like, they got this overprotection thing with her, and they want to be close to her. That's what they'll say about that.
I could totally believe Randy following her to that school because he wanted to be close to her. I get that. I mean, just the idea from the first film was that he had been pining for her for a while, and he had this whole thing going on. And then after they go through that tragedy together, I believe that he's like, "Oh, you're going to Windsor? Hey, me too. How about that? Let me."
I always had a thing for you, Sid. In your dreams.
I thought that death was great, though, man. I thought it was fucking brutal. But, I mean, hey, in pure fucking daylight, dude, come on, man. That was a great fucking scene.
Yeah, but that was really the blood running down the fucking van. Like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, that was
brutal.
brutal.
I think it was smart, though, for the killer to then leave the Scream mask, or the ghost face mask, on the seat of the van, which is loaded with their DNA.
Right, hair and...
I mean, what are they going to do with it? On one hand, they can't just go walking down the street wearing that costume after they commit this murder. They're going to get nabbed. But at the same time, I just think it's idiotic to leave it behind. But
why not? They're in supermarkets and everything else.
Yeah, right? He's in the woods.
Well, yeah, you're right. They should have had a little baggie they could put it in.
Oh, that reminds me. What do you guys think about him popping up on stage there for a minute? I mean, what was that all about? He didn't mean to kill her. What was he, just there to scare her?
I thought that was her. I didn't think he was actually there. I thought that was her just being confused and scared and.
Well, that wasn't real.
No, you see him run off at the end.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, you see him run off stage at the end, yeah.
Well, see, that was incredibly stupid then, because how did he expect that no one would notice that?
Right.
I just thought I thought that was her mind the whole time.
No,
because wasn't she staring at the same guy who took his mask off before anybody else?
No.
Because she was scared, screaming at him, so he was like, what?
It's not that scene. It's right before you see a dude dart off, dude. You could just see, it's more like a head jerk, but it's just like, bloop. Yeah.
Oh, man, I totally missed that. Huh. I'll have to watch it again.
Yeah. Well, so the next big scene, and we're going to a close here, is that the whole thing where, I forgot exactly, I guess it was after Dewey was almost killed, they take Sid and the black girl, and they go driving away. I don't know where they're going somewhere, and it's the two, she has these two cops who are following, and so they drive away. I guess it's a red light.
Oh, dude, Ghostface fucks those cops up.
Dude. Those cops are idiots, dude. The one cop, I forgot how, but he lands in front of the car, and he gets up and points, like he killed the other guy. Yeah. And I forgot what he did to make this guy get thrown to the front of the car, but obviously it wasn't the safest thing in the world. He gets up, points a gun right at him, and just talks about shooting him. Right. Doesn't shoot. The guy starts the car, hits the gas, still doesn't shoot, gets hit by the car, is on the windshield or hood, still doesn't shoot him. And at that point, you could say, well, he was afraid he would hit Sydney or the other girl, but not the first time. You could have shot him then. Like, why not? Why not just shoot him? Well, who cares about any? Oh, let's take him into custody. He's killing people, and you're not doing a great job, and you don't have no leverage. Just shoot him.
They get to fucking pull through his head.
This is what makes no sense to me. They clearly show him holding the gun as he's dying, and the gun is still in his hand on the hood of the car.
Yeah.
Sydney then crawls over the killer to get out of the car. Why does she not grab the gun and shoot the motherfucker?
Right. Right.
That to me is, I mean, the whole time I'm like, get the gun! Get the gun! And of course you can say, well, she didn't know the gun was there. Well, she knew he had one, and it to me just makes sense to just, like if she had just bothered to just turn her head a little bit and look at the hood, there's a gun right there.
But that was intense, man. And
that was a really suspenseful scene. I really like that.
Extremely. But then right after that, it's the biggest bullshit fucking statement ever. Fucking when he appears on the other side. How did he get there? Seriously, or she, or wait.
It was so obvious too.
What's that?
As soon as she said he's not there, and she looked and saw her friend at a distance, and you saw that big block thing, so you can't see what's to her right.
Right.
You knew. I mean, that was just like. You know, like in like movies where the shot makes no sense.
You can tell.
Like what's a good example? Like an obvious, like Friday the 13th, when Trish is standing there and you see this big blankness to her right with just the windows. Yeah. You know that Rob Dyer's body is about to fly through those windows, man. Like there's nothing else that would have happened. Mm-hmm. Why would you frame it that way? So in this one, it was just so it's not even obvious framing, but just obvious stuff around her that would make it like that.
But for the killer to get out, I mean, you're right. How did he get there? Because for the killer to get out, he would have had to come out the driver's side door and come around that part of the outside of the car and then walk over to where the sidewalk was and walk behind the big block thing that was standing. One of them would have seen him because Hallie was facing that direction the whole time.
The whole time, yeah.
And he couldn't open that door. That's why Sydney didn't go out of that way.
Oh, that's right. He would have had to come out the window, which would have made him even more obvious that he was getting out of the car.
Right.
Unless he did it while they were walking away, but he'd have to be super fucking fast to do that because she turned around almost immediately to go back. So I just don't see him having time to do all that. But didn't we actually bring up an instance kind of like that in the first one where there wouldn't have been time
to gut the guy?
Exactly. The Stephen Orth killing. So we've got they're like the Flash.
Yeah, right.
And you can't say it was both of them because Laurie Metcalf has what's her name, Courtney Cox later because she took her after fucking she killed Dewey and had her blocked in the room.
Mm-hmm. So we're supposed to believe Laurie was doing that one?
In chasing, killing Dewey and shit. Yeah.
Come on. I don't know. I just don't believe that lady thing. I don't know. So when Jerry O'Connell comes down and the guy, so the big reveal is that I forgot his name, but he's the killer. Did you guys believe that Jerry O'Connell was in on it for a minute?
I didn't know.
I thought it was a little too obvious. I never did. And in the beginning, I was like, it was like, boyfriend. But then as it went on, no, I didn't. I thought that would have been that would have been tipping their hand a little bit too much to make him the killer. One, it would have been tired because it was the boyfriend again.
Right.
Two, and which made it completely obvious. And two, I think he was just very clearly a red herring.
And what did you guys think when Gail popped out? Like first,
he sang to her.
Yeah, right?
He obviously loved her.
I think I love you, so what am I so afraid of? Thanks, buddy. Like, she really wants, she has enough attention drawn to her with the goddamn Stab movie and everything else going, the two cops following around. Like, she wants you to make her stick out like a sore thumb in front of a room of 120 kids eating lunch.
I like that scene, though. And then he gave her the fucking cross, which leads to another fucking, where we're pretty much at in the movie, where she's just like, you forgot something about Billy Loomis. I fucking killed him. What?
Yeah, right? Oh, and she whips him.
Yeah, she fucking slaps him with it. But, dude, this whole fucking end scene was off the fucking wall to me. Like, it kept changing to where, like, after Gail came out and then it wasn't Gail and boom, 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 I was ready for anything. And then Cotton comes out. It was basically chaos. So I stopped thinking, dude. I turned my brain off and I was just along for the ride. I was just basically like, oh, shit, what the fuck is going on here? And I've said this before, too. When Mickey was unmasked there, when Oliphant, I didn't recognize who it was. Like when he took his mask off, I was like, is that Billy? How did Billy survive that? What the fuck? Because, you know, always says history repeats itself. And I'm like, wait a minute, what? Because does that even make any sense that he would say that?
No. I don't know. I don't think so. Just like it made no sense that it doesn't happen in my movie. It just did, bitch.
Right,
yeah,
right.
I don't know. Sometimes things don't make sense. But what about when he even said his motive is because he wants to be famous and he wants to go to court. He's going to blame it on the movies because that's never been done. Dude, you never heard of the Halloween 2 murders? You never heard... I mean, there's plenty of instances where someone blamed movies for things that, you know... killing and why would you and what does that even mean? Like, so that means, let's just say I want to go kill people and I'll just say, oh, it's because of Psycho. What would that get me? I think I'd
you'd still go to prison.
Right. You know, like, I want to be fucked in the ass for the right reasons.
Well, that was clearly the theme of this when they had the whole conversation in film class where they were like, you know, they were patterning it after the movies, and Sarah Michelle Gellar's like, no, you can't blame our actions on the movies, and Joshua Jackson is like, oh, please, yes, you can, and then they got into that whole argument, which, by the way, I am right there with Sarah Michelle Gellar. I have never believed that you can blame the movies. Because even if someone patterns what they do after a film, there's something clearly already wrong with them to begin with. The movie did not create their psychosis.
Yeah, but you gave them the idea, like their psychosis.
You gave them the idea to do it that particular way, sure. But they would have done something fucked up anyway.
No, because I have done things because of movies that I would have never done. For any other reason.
Did you watch Beavis and Butthead and jump off the roof too?
I threw a bowling ball off a bridge into a car.
Did you watch the program and lay down in the middle of the street in the middle of traffic?
The Notebook. How about this, Jamie? People who watch Jackass and go do shit like that, they would have never really done that. So you can blame the movies for that.
They would not have done perhaps those particular things, but there's something wrong with them to begin with that's not normal.
But sometimes people who have things wrong with them don't have much of imagination and they don't know what to do with it, so they just think. But once you give them, like, oh, wait, I could stand on the hood of a car and the guy could hit the brakes and I go flying into bushes, okay, that looks fun, and we'll videotape it and put it on YouTube. Like,
then
you give them idea.
That is Darwin at work.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, what do you do in that instance? Not make things because you can't not do things because certain people are going to take it out of context. Like, and who do you blame it on? The person or the fucking movies? I mean,
the parents.
Clearly, that gave them the motivation. That particular one. Yeah, I blame Alf.
I blame Billy's mom.
Yeah, I mean, it was her fault, you know.
So Billy's mom's the killer. Gail gets shot. Supposedly grazed. She takes a nosedive. She gets shot because Mickey. How about that? Debbie Salt turns on her accomplice, Mickey. That was weird. I mean, I guess you want to tie up all loose ends. She don't really care about him, so.
Yeah, she met him in a serial killer chat room.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. I mean.
Yeah. Okay.
How much credibility do you have?
And it makes sense, though, because her motive was revenge, and he wanted to get caught, and she was like, fuck, no, you're not getting caught. What are you, crazy? Like, that didn't fit into her plan at all. And think about it. Mickey was really dumb about, I'm going to get Johnny Cochran and all this shit. Like, I think he was his own serial killer in his own way. Clearly, he's on fucking serial killer website, so he's got fucking problems.
Yeah, who even goes on a website for that? Oh, I just got a new message. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, no. So she got.
No, it's on my serial killer website. Yeah.
The underlining theme in all these fucking Scream movies is fame. You know what I mean? Especially by the fourth one, and everybody wants fame, and or some people don't, Sydney and all them, but a lot of people do, and they starve for it. So there was that aspect of it, and that's why. There's that polar opposites of I want to be famous, and she's like, no, fucking, you're not getting famous at all, motherfucker. Like I just used you, and I needed your help to kill all these people, and now that you've done that, fucking boom, you're dead.
Plus, it's not completely unheard of for psychopaths to want to be famous. I mean, look at things like Son of Sam. I mean, a lot of them, what they're after is notoriety in some form or another. You know, Jack the Ripper, even going back that far, he taunted the police. His letters were in the newspaper. Son of Sam, he taunted the police. His letters were in the newspaper. They crave that. That's what they want. They want the attention. They want, and eventually they want to get caught because they want people to know that they're responsible for it. Because you can't really take credit for it if no one knows you did it. So in the end, a lot of them don't want to get away with it. They want to be able to take credit for what they've done. So really what his whole motive as far as that goes, I don't think he was interested in it using that defense to get him off as much as being famous for the act itself.
Right, exactly. Yeah. And you're right, though, Jamie. I think he wanted that motive, to use that motive, not to get himself off, but to use that as, like, the big fucking case, and because Stab was so big. Yeah.
That would just propel the trial that much more into the public eye. You know, like OJ, because he's like, today, what do you say? Face it, today it's all about the trial.
Yeah, you're right.
So that was on the heels of the OJ trial.
Yeah, 2 years later.
Too. Yeah, you're right. Good call.
So you guys think it was funny when Sidney was like messing around with all the stage stuff and making all the lights go and this, that? I think the funniest fucking part of that was that she goes over and starts wobbling the metal thing to create the lightning sound. Or like, what the fuck?
That was silly. That was straight silly.
So weird. So Cotton comes in. He's the ultimate decider. You know, Billy's mom is about to slit Nev Campbell's throat, and he comes up, has the gun. Sidney promises we'll go on Diane Sawyer. He pops Debbie Salt, and that's the end. Then, you know, we do the jump scare. The jump scare from Mickey was absolutely ridiculous.
That was bad.
So stupid. Like, come on. And then like Dan said in the first show, she walks over and pops the mom and says, just in case.
Do you
I
think
love the way she says it, too. She just pauses. She's just in case. Like, and
then she just tosses the gun. Which
yeah.
Do you think it makes Cotton an asshole that he was using that as a bargaining chip as to whether or not he was going to save her life at that point? Like, you know, I have the power to save your life right now, but only if you decide to do this Diane Sawyer interview with me.
Right.
Do you think he was fucking with her, like just trying to buy time? Or?
Well, he said he was was, you know, that he was kidding, or, you know, not kidding, like, you know, haha. But I mean that, you know, I don't know. I mean, like, what if she had said no? Would he then just like, all right, fine, and walk away?
Right.
Would he have done that? Like, all right, good luck to you, bitch. I'm out of here.
Yeah, exactly. That's a good question.
You wonder if they're going for motivations of the characters in that instance, or just the kind of final line before the fucking boom. You know what I mean?
I love how at the very end of this movie, like, Wes Craven sucks his own dick, and he has Cotton say, all I could tell you is, it would make one hell of a movie.
Yeah.
All right, guys. I'm glad you like your movie.
Glad you like your movie.
Congratulations. You're the new
about a movie.
Rating time. Dan, 1 to 5, Netflix rating.
Let's see.
We kind of didn't say anything positive, but I think overall we do enjoy it, right? Do we enjoy this?
Yeah, man.
Yeah. I mean, it's a good, solid sequel. I don't think it surpasses the first one. I think that they kept trying to push it throughout the film, to push that it was going to eclipse the first one, because they were talking, you know, they had the whole discussion about sequels that eclipsed the original film. So I think that was their goal, was to try to make it better than the first one. And how Randy's like, oh, you know, the sequels, the body count's higher and blah, blah, blah. Right. But it never really did it. You know, it can't. But I still think it was solid.
Yeah, so do I. I give it 3.5, 4. I give it a 4. I really do like this movie. A lot of it's nostalgia, but I think rewatchability is definitely up there too, man. I can pop this sucker in. Not as much as the original, but I have seen this movie many a times. And I'll be honest with you, though, every time, like, I'll fast forward through the fucking, you know.
The stage stuff?
Yeah, all that shit, dude. I'm not into it. I don't know. I think it's a solid movie without those parts in it, and there's nice little subtle winks of Debbie Salt, you know, talking to Gail in the beginning where you don't know it's her, and you're kind of like, oh, that's the reporter. Oh, she's from fucking Roseanne. Cool. And
she's a good actress, too.
She is, dude, and I think she played a good killer. I mean, for what it was, you know, I thought it was a great way to go about it, you know. I didn't think that's the second time 2 for 2 that I didn't guess who the killer was. You know what I mean? And I thought it was fucking solid, dude. I really liked it, man. I definitely give it a 4.
Kevin Williamson, man.
Yeah, exactly. Now I can't say the same about the next one, but yeah.
Speaking of Kevin Williamson, he actually had a cameo in this as well.
Did he?
He was in the theater in the beginning, I think, somewhere in there. I don't know if he was a patron. Oh, he was the...
I thought I read interviewer or something.
Oh, that's right. He was the guy who was interviewing Cotton Weary in the beginning toward the beginning of the film. Yeah.
Okay.
So technically, what do you think this is? 1 to 10?
I mean, give it an 8, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's an 8, 9. I don't know why. I mean, I see. It's hard to. I don't know.
No, me. I guess that's it. So, Jamie, what about Netflix? 1 to 5.
I'm going to say 3.5 on this one, coming in just under Dan. I really, like I said, I think it's solid. I enjoy it, and I think I've watched it numerous times over the years. I've never been.
Wait, what are we talking about again? Oh, sorry.
I've never been pissed at it, you know. But so I'm going to say 3.5 for that.
Right.
Technical, I'm going to say a 7. I think there are a lot of things here that just don't quite stick the landing. One being their whole theory with the name thing that they just sort of drop off in the middle.
Yeah.
And just various things like that, just that kind of knock it down. So I'm going to say it lands at a 7.
Okay. Mm-hmm. I give this a 3, maybe 3.5 also. I like it. I never mind watching it. I think it's really solid. I think it's a really strong follow-up to... It's almost like... reminds me of sort of like Psycho. Like it's how could you even make a sequel? Like, it's funny because the movie Scary Movie, the whole thing was no this, no that, no sequel. Mm-hmm. And this is supposed to be different, I thought, from horror movies. And we're not going to do the typical horror movie thing and make a bunch of sequels off of it. So I thought they were going to be unique with that. So I guess, money is just way more important than art. So they just said, fuck it. And obviously it paid off, like we mentioned. So if you're going to make a sequel to something like Scream, which is so just big in a lot of ways, just so how it changed horror and stuff like that, I think this is not one that people were disappointed with. I think they were fine with it, except for Jerry O'Connell. No, I was kidding.
Right.
Technically, 7.5.
Yeah. Yeah, that's about right. And I think Williamson always planned it as a trilogy. Now, how the movies ended up in the end, I don't think it was that exact same story. But he always did plan it as a 3-part.
Well, dude, I consider 1, 2, and 4 my trilogy. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah, man, you and me both, bro.
Yeah. So we'll be right back with some suggestions on topics.
Boneheads, this is Wazelle from Banana Laser.
Hey, yo, and this is Dave Z. Welcome to the Bone Zone, bitch.
All right, guys, we're back. Like I said, on our group, everybody join our Facebook group page. You have to do that. It's, I don't know how you find it. Just put the skeleton, it's like group/the Skeleton Crew show, and I think, or something. Just find it. It's easy to find that stuff. So just go on our group page. It's crazy active. I mean, almost every show we post, like, the numbers are the activities is skyrocketing, and the activity overall on every post almost on there goes into like the 60s, sort of 60 different. It's just crazy lately. So go on there if you want the full-time interaction with the show. If you don't want to just wait for the next show, if you want to be a part of it.
Yeah, I'll come in and bitch a little bit and then dip out again. That seems to be what I do lately. I'm just like, rah, 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 rah.
Yeah, Jamie just goes in there to spew her venom, and that's like her therapy for the week. Her pent-up anger goes on our
People
group.
go on there and fucking make fun of me and my fucking all the stupid shit I say.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, you're like, you can only buy 4 Saw films on DVD or on Blu-ray. Which one would they be? And I'm like, 1.
Yeah, right. It's always about just making statements. That's all it's about. Getting you out there. So here's some stuff. Now, some people have said things that we already talked about. So, Randy getting killed. How do black guy gets out of there and doesn't get killed? Okay.
Oh, that's a great one, Joel the cameraman.
Yeah. So Ryan Murphy wants to say how the black guy gets out of there and doesn't get killed. Isn't that weird? No black people. This is one of the first movies no black people were killed. That's great.
Not true. Omar Epps and Jada Pinkett got knocked out in the first 5 minutes.
Okay, scratch that. Black people
And
were
then,
still...
and then Hallie gets killed.
Oh, yeah, what the fuck?
It's like more than any in fucking any movie.
Okay, one black guy is spared. Congratulations. All right, next, they should have rewritten the script. See, every time I read something from Tristan, I think it's a joke, and I don't know if I should even... Because the first one, he wondered if Vern got his pot of pennies yet.
Nice one, Tristan.
Yeah, stand by me. So
wait, let's go back to Joel the cameraman, because that is a funny fucking story. If you guys have seen the behind the scenes shit, right? I think it's Scream Inside Story or one of them.
No.
Where he's just like, Wes, I don't want to die. He was just like, I just want to leave. He's like, what do you mean you want to leave? He's like, I want to leave. He's like, how would you leave? He's like, a cab. He's like, and he's just like, all right. And that's what he does in the movie. He just leaves in a cab. I think that's hilarious.
That's great. I love that.
That is great. He was like, no, I don't want to die. I just want to leave. That's funny, dude. I think that's spot on. But
he got it. He got his wish.
I just want to address that. Yeah, sorry. So, yeah.
So, they should have rewritten the script and made Randy a killer in one. It would have made a better sequel, in my opinion. He's an awesome character, had excellent screen presence. The Killers sucked worse than the Ghost Rider sequel. So, the Killers, I disagree. I think, look, Mickey is take it or leave it, let's face it, but I think the mom, that's sort of a good idea, I guess.
It's believable, she's after the people. What is not believable is the amount of trouble that she would go through to do all the recreation and everything. I think if it was just a revenge killing, she would just show up and slit her throat, or something like that. But I think that her motivation is believable.
Right. John Lahurix said Mickey's motivation being very current at the time still is. Kevin Williamson's script having many layers, especially the Mickey character.
Well, we were talking about the whole fucking motive thing propelling them to fame.
Yeah, with the OJ trial and it being all about the trial. That was very timely. That's true.
It was, yeah.
Jerry Vitetta, I agree the Killers got pretty lame after part 2. Billy's mom, I get the rest, but I think you could look at the social commentary of these films. I guess it says a lot about people that we are less sensitive even to real life horror. Like, this is supposed to be true life stories, and we're running around imitating the killer like we already talked about in the theater. So
Right. Yeah.
Jared says that, we already seen Dewey survive a near-death experience. Why are we rehashing the same shit? Why do we need to see that again?
From the first one now to this one?
Yeah. It's the same thing over and over.
It's true. I think that...
there's nothing to say. I guess we just agree, right?
I got nothing for that except I guess that they thought it would be perhaps a nice twist at the end because everyone assumed that he was dead.
Right.
This time.
Because of Randy.
And so him coming back at the end was like oh my God, and everybody loves Dewey, so he made it kind of thing. I guess that's why, although, I don't know. I think he has just become the guy that you cannot kill.
He's like the Evil Dead guy in the remake.
And I think Scream goes against the rules in that sense because they kept those 3 characters alive throughout all 4 of them so far. Now, unless they do more and they decide to kill them, dude, can you think of any other horror movies that keep the same characters in fucking all the sequels? No. So they're breaking the rules in a sense, but I know what you're saying. It's almost just like, oh, kill this fucking gimp already. Really. But... I like Dewey, man. Like I said, I think his comedy in 3 is so fucking over the top, along with everybody else's. But I really like him in 4 too. I'm glad that he survived the series to go back for 4, man. It was I liked it, I thought it was a good. But yeah, I don't know. I just I think if because we thought that Dewey was dead because Randy just died previously. I don't know how many minutes before. That's why it was like, oh, good, he's alive, dude, because it made you believe that he was fucking dead. Now, granted, it was that same exact thing in 1 where he fucking falls down and he's got the knife in him or whatever. But I think with 2, it was like, okay, this motherfucker's definitively dead. He's got blood fucking spewing out of his mouth, and it's like, yeah, that dude's toast. Like, he's fucking cooked.
The old rule used to be if blood comes out of your mouth, you're dead.
Yep.
I thought so, right? There's also a rule about faking your death in 3 and making the whole audience believe that you're dead. So dumb, dude. I can't wait to fucking get to 3, dude. I'm gonna rip the shit out of that movie.
And Tony Theriault says that the line "Showgirls" as his favorite horror movie was so scripted, nobody would have came up with that quick.
I don't know. I mean, what did we say earlier was a horror film? Oh, Batman and Robin. Dan nailed as a horror film for Drew Barrymore. So, yeah, I mean, I guess you could.
If you're as witty as we are.
Yeah.
Just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Oh, I did actually have a listener point out something from the last show.
Mm-hmm.
Jerry Mosley said that when you were talking about repeatedly about why would Stu kill his girlfriend? Why would Stu kill his girlfriend? Why would Stu kill his girlfriend?
Yeah, I said about 3 or 4 times.
He said, well, wasn't he hugging up against some chick while they were watching Halloween at the party?
He was.
And yeah, he was. That's true, he was. So I'm guessing he didn't really care about that girlfriend very much anyway. And who was it that said there's always some bullshit reason to kill your girlfriend? Was that Randy?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And furthermore, I want to say that it definitely was Stu because he went back into the party. It definitely wasn't Billy, which it very well could have been. We're going back to 1, of course. But yeah, he definitely killed his girlfriend.
Yeah. So, but then he was hugging up against that other chick, so he obviously didn't miss her very much.
No, not at all.
All right, guys. Well, that's about it. So we're wrapping this up. Our show, we try to do things a little different. We always try to bring something fresh. We always try to evolve, and just we're gonna have, instead of just doing the part 3 review, we're gonna do a commentary for that movie instead. So you get to watch along with us. It's all of our commentaries come with a video. They're not just the audio. So you get to watch and hang with us. If you haven't seen it yet, check out our last commentary, Nightmare on Elm Street Part 4. That was really fun.
Yeah, it was. And I'm going to have to fucking get wasted for Scream 3. It's that bad, so I'm just pre-warning you.
Yep, and just a little tidbit. There's a new commentary coming out, House of a Thousand Corpses. I was invited on from the guys from Banana Laser, so it's Matt Wazell, Dave Z, and myself. We did House of a Thousand Corpses. That should be out in about a week or so. So look for that.
Nice, Dr. Satan. I can't wait to hear your thoughts on that.
Oh, yeah, that one a little bit more, too.
Yeah, and for Scream 3, we will be doing the commentary, so everybody, definitely that'll be fun. But, we wanted to do the commentary specifically because I don't want to talk about all the absurd fucking things in this movie. I'd rather just go along and just, fucking just hit everything. And
the other reason, Dan, there's a reason.
Was
our show specifically, we don't want to do another review of Scream 3 because we already did one.
Exactly.
For Jump the Shark.
Jump the Shark, exactly. And I just think it's going to be a much more elaborate version of that. It's going to be us telling everybody, showing them examples of why this movie jumped the shark. And I know a lot of people don't like this movie because X, Y, and Z, but I don't like this movie for many reasons. And that's why it'll be fun, man. I think it'll be fun to do a commentary for. And we're having a guest for 4, so that'll be fun. And we'll fucking...
Duncan McLeish is coming on for our Scream 4 review.
Check out his show, Podcast Under the Stairs.
Yep, Podcast Under the Stairs. 90s movie he based that from. Oh, you could, if you want to hear our Scream 3 review as a little teaser to our commentary, go to Skeleton Crew, go to horrorphilia.com, go to the Skeleton Crew, and it's number 18, When a Horror Franchise Jumped the Shark Part 1. I believe it was the last franchise we talked about on that episode. Back in those days, I didn't timestamp things, really, so he's got to kind of...
A lot of things were different back in those days.
Back in those days. Oh, and also we got in the next Scream 3 commentary, I got a couple questions lined up for people, so it's going to be kind of a time thing, who listens to the show first type of thing. So you can win some Skeleton Crew stickers. Yeah! Just like the t-shirts, those things will sell like hotcakes.
Yeah, we're going to be rich. And Jamie, one quick, just to part this... in parting, I just want to ask you, your mom and all your friends and all that, they were so into Scream. Your mom watched it every day and shit like that. So what did she think about Scream 2?
You know, I don't know if she ever saw it. We never talked about it.
Oh my god.
I honestly don't know.
Christmas?
No, and I honestly, that has never come up. So I don't know if she ever saw it. She wasn't one at that point in her life. She had pretty much stopped going to the theater. She used to go all the time.
Jamie, it was a year later.
But well, she didn't see Scream. She didn't see the first Scream in the theater. She saw it for the first time at.
Well, I didn't say theater. Did she watch? She didn't watch it.
I don't know if she did or not. She may have, but it never came up.
Did she see Scream 4?
I doubt it. If she did see Scream 2, she probably liked it.
Right, I would assume so. Hey,
right.
Not as good as the first, but definitely a solid sequel. So, there you go.
Yep. Definitely a worthy follow-up. I don't think it's any different than Psycho 2 or Jaws 2 compared to their predecessors.
And the series is about to take a hard left turn.